requirements. See, the first topic is like why we go for HTML. HTML stands for hypertext markup language. Hypertext markup language. By using this HTML, what kind of functionality we are going to handle, we'll see. Before that, what is markup language, what is programming language, the differences I want to discuss. See, let's take one programming language, C. Everyone knows C, right? In our BTech. Everyone knows C or not? So my requirement is I want to create one simple C program, hello world program. I want to write, I want to run it, I want to get hello world as an output. So what is the process we'll follow? First, what we can do, the first thing, I want to create like one file whose extension is like C. That is the first step. And then here I'm going to create like one main method, some headers I'm going to write. Here I can say like my printf %yes, hello world. Done. I written some piece of code like this. If you write like this, will you get an output directly? Will you get an output directly if it is a programming language like C, CPP, Java, .NET? No, right? What we can do? First, your code, whatever you written, that code I can say like a source code. You follow the guidelines or not, syntactical rules you followed or not. We need to check it or not first. That is done by compiler. So need to compile your code or not. First step. Once your source code is ready, we need to compile that source code or not to check whether you are following like syntactical rules or not. Once my compilation completed successfully, then what we can do? We need to run your program. Then only, right, we can see the output. Then only we can see the output or not. This is the process, right? Not only C, any programming language you can take it. This is only the process or not. This is only the process or not. Okay, where we can see this output? If it is like a Java or .NET, where we can see the output? We are going to run, in the command prompt or somewhere. There we can see the output or not. My compile time errors and my output we can see there or not. If it is like C, we install like a turbo software. There we can see the output or not. Yes or no. Okay, same like that. I want to create one simple hello world program by using HTML. It is not a programming language. It is a markup language. It is a markup language. So by using this markup language, I want to create one hello world program. How we can follow the steps like this only. First step is what? Create one file. Okay, how we can create a file? Hello is my file. The extension is like .html. The extension is like what? .html. Okay, here, you can write your code, whatever you want based on your requirement. Okay, based on your requirement, whatever you want, you can write. You can write hello world like this. This one we can say like what? Source code. Source code. What is my next step to see the output? What is my next step to see the output? Come on. You written some piece of code that is like a source code inside the file. What is my next step? For my C, what we do? You compile it and then you run it. But here it is not a programming language, it is a markup language. So that no compilation, nothing for your source code. Directly what we can do? Directly we can run it. Directly we can run it. So the main difference is like what? My programming language and markup language is, in my markup language there is no compilation, nothing. In my programming language we are going to compile to check the syntactical errors or not. Yes or no? Come on. Okay, if the compilation step is not there, for example, okay, what we missed, you are following the rules, okay, syntactical rules or guidelines, you are following or not, that check is not there or not. C is there. If it is, okay, if I miss this one, then that time it gives me what? Compile time error or not. You should have to follow that particular syntax. Main method is nothing but okay, method name, representation, and open brace and closing brace. Like this, you need to follow the syntactical rules or not. Okay, if that compilation not there, whatever you written, okay, no one is there to check or not. Whatever you written, directly it is going to run or not. Directly it is going to run or not. Agreed? That the reason, if it is like an HTML, if you not follow the syntactical rules also, no one is there to check. Directly that particular source code it is going to run. Directly that particular source code is going to run. So where it is going to run, where we can see the output. If it is a C, I can see like a turbo terminal. If it is a Java, I can see in the command prompt. If it is like HTML, where we can see the output. That is the question. Where my HTML files are going to run, where we can see the output. My HTML files always run inside the browser. Inside the browser. Now, first class. Okay, if you observe here, my browser is always acting like what? My browser is always acting like what? A client. In your web application development, my browser is always acting like what? A client. Inside the browser, whatever the content is visible, that content we created by using some technologies, those technologies we can say like what? Client-side technologies. One of the client-side technologies like HTML or not. Yes or no? So by using HTML, what we can do? Now we can answer it. By using HTML, we can prepare some content which is running inside the browser or not. Yes or no? Come on. By using HTML, we can prepare some content. That content may be anything. Follow what is the content, registration form is the content, login form is the content, or some other form is the content, whatever it is. I can prepare some content which is rendered, okay, which is loaded inside the browser or not. Got my point? In your web application development, my HTML, we are going to use, okay, which side? It's like a client side or server side. My HTML is like which kind of technology? It's a client side technology or not? In your web application development, okay, my HTML we are going to use to prepare or to create a client side applications or not? Got my point? Why we go for HTML? Yes or no? Okay, okay, then let me create one simple file. 2 hours is 2 hours enough to learn HTML. Okay, listen carefully. Come on. Now let me create one file. Okay, to write your source, okay, to write your HTML code and everything, I preferred one software is like Visual Studio Code is the software. I prefer this one. In the notepad also you can write it, some other also you can use it, but most of the people prefer like, okay, Visual Studio Code. Okay, this is the open source software. Okay, Visual Studio is different, Visual Studio Code is different. Visual Studio for .NET development, that is the commercial one. Visual Studio Code is like, okay, UI, okay, some scripting languages, okay, scripting related applications, scripting language related applications development we are going to use like Python, okay, React, like that. Okay, for that we are going to use like Visual Studio Code. It's a open source one. Just go to browser, just type Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code. Okay, the first search item, just click on that. Okay, now you can download from here. Okay, this is the file in my React or not. Am I able to see the output or not? Yes or no? On. Able to see the output or not? Okay, okay, then now I want to introduce, okay, one of the window, it is like a developer console window. It is like as a UI developer, you should know about that window. As a UI developer, that window called as what? Developer console window. Okay. First of all, open the developer console window. How we can open for this particular tab, you know? Right click on this particular window. Right click, just give a right click. The last option, see, what is that? Inspect. What is that? Inspect. Just click on that inspect. Now see, if I click on this one, there has one more window opened or not? Yes or no? One. Opened or not? Now, can I go to one more tab? This is one more tab. Now, right click on the window. Can I click on the inspect? Can I click on the inspect? Here, see, one more window opened or not? First question, my developer console window is like unique for each and every tab or not? Yes or no? My developer console window is unique for each and every tab or not? For this particular tab, this is my developer console window. For this particular tab, this is my developer console window. Yes or no? Okay, one more tab, one more developer console window you can open. This developer console window contains what? See one by one. There has multiple tabs are there. As a UI developer, you should know minimum first 5 tabs. First 5 tabs, what it contains, the functionality and everything. What are those first 5 tabs? Tell me, spell out. Elements tab, console tab, source tab, network tab, application tab. These 5 tabs are very, very important. Remaining tabs also, if you want, you can learn. But minimum these 5 tabs, you should have some idea on these 5 tabs. Got my point? Elements tab, next one is like console tab, and now source tab and a network tab and application. Now let's start with elements tab now. Okay, can I click on the elements tab? Can I click on the elements tab? In the elements tab, there has 2 sections are there. The elements tab, how many sections? 2 sections are there. In this particular left side section, what you find, just let me know. In the left side section, what you observe, just let me know. In the left side section, what you observe, just let me know. What you observed in the left side section? Come on. What you observed in the left side section? Yeah. In the HTML file, whatever I written the code, that code I can see in this particular element section or not, somewhere. Yes or no? That code I can see or not. Okay, not only that one, some extra things also added or not for that particular one. Yes sir, some extra things also added or not. What extra things are added? Okay, these things. Okay, HTML. Okay, just spell out head. Okay, don't think more, just spell out. Okay, the next one is like what? Body or not. Body or not. See, any language you can take it. It's a programming language or markup language or whatever it is. Okay, some other people introduced it, right? Yes or no? Java, okay, Sun Microsystem, Oracle Organization, .NET, Microsoft. Same like this. My HTML also introduced by some other people, right? Who introduced that one? Okay, W3C organization, World Wide Web Consortium. Okay, those people introduced means those people given some guidelines, right? Hey, okay, if you want to use HTML, okay, follow these guidelines to prepare some content which is rendered inside the browser. Like that, they tell. But here compilation is not there. That's the reason if you follow or not follow their guidelines, directly it is rendering. But it is always recommended to follow the syntactical rules or not. Here, no one is there to check. Okay, that's the reason whatever you written the code, that code is going to render inside the browser, but it is always recommended one. No, right? Okay, follow the syntactical rules is like always recommended one or not. Whether another person is like checking or not checking, it's not a matter. Just follow the rules. Yes or no? Okay, what kind of rules they said, you know? my HTML. Okay, see this. If you want to create any HTML file, okay, with some content, the root element we can place like a HTML. Let me copy this one. Okay, edit as HTML. Right click on this, edit as HTML. Let me copy this one. Okay, let me paste in our Visual Studio Code somewhere. Okay. Okay, if you observe this one, see how it is looks like. My HTML open and close here. This is called as less than and greater than some content. Okay, less than and greater than some slash some content is there. Okay, here this one I can say like element or tag. Okay, it is like open element, and this one we can say like a closing element. Syntactical rules, if you not follow also no one asks, but syntactical rules is what? If you want to prepare some content, that content you can enclose with some elements or tags. So how my tag is looks like? Okay, this is like open tag and this is like a closing tag. Two types of tags are there. Open close is one type, another one is like self-closing. Another one is like what? Self-closing tags like this. Here only we are going to close. Okay, now here you can write your tag name. Okay, what is my tag name? HTML is my tag name, open tag and closing tag. This is the syntax you can follow. In between whatever the content you want, that content you can write. It. Inside the open and closing tag, you can write the content. See, here content is there. Did you enclose with any tag? No, right? No, right? Okay, still you can see the output or not, but it is not a recommended way. My HTML is like a element based. And one more thing is, if you observe here, see HTML open and close. Inside this one head is there, inside this body is there. See that? It is a kind of inside the HTML head and body there. That means it's like a hierarchy based or not. If you observe, see that it is a hierarchy based or not. If you see this, okay, it is a kind of hierarchy based or not. See, HTML is there, inside that one head and body is there. It's a hierarchy, right? Top level hierarchy HTML, inside that one head and body. Yes or no? It's a hierarchy based and element formatted or not. It's a hierarchy based element formatted or not, by seeing this one. Yes or no? Now inside the HTML, head and body is there. So based on the hierarchy, can I say my HTML is like a parent to my head and body? Can I say like that? Any problem? In the hierarchy? Can I say my HTML is like a parent, head and body like a children's? You can say like that. No problem at all. Okay. In HTML, head and body are there. These two elements having the same parent HTML, can I say my head and body are like siblings? Can I say my head and body are like siblings? Come on. Now, my content, whatever you written, whatever the content you written, that content placed inside which tag? That content placed inside which element? Come on. That content placed inside which element? Body or not? Did you tell to the browser? Anywhere, hey, can you place my content inside the body like that? Did you tell anywhere externally? No, right? My browser knows everything. Okay, which content place where? Either it is a body tag or it's like a head tag, whatever it is. My browser knows everything. So now I can say something about the body. Here, which content is visible to the end user? Tell me, which content is visible? Come on, which content visible? Hello, Sachin. Whatever the content is visible to the end user, that content related code placed in the body tag or not? Yes or no? Whatever the content is visible to the end user, that content related code we can see in the body tag or not? All are agreed with my statement? Whatever the content is visible to the end user inside the browser, that content related code I can see in the body tag or not? That content related source code. Okay, now can I open one more window? one more window. Now can I open Google now? Now what is the content is visible to you? Which content is visible? Okay, Gmail, images, this one, this one, this one. This is total the content only, right? This content is visible or not? Whatever the content is visible to the end user, that content related code where we can see. That content related code where we can see in the body. Where we can see the body. Where we can see the body in the developer console window, in the elements tab. Where we can see the elements tab. In the developer console window. How we can open the developer console window? Right click on this one, inspect it. In the elements tab, okay, can I go here? Now see this HTML head and body. Now body contains this total content. If you want proof, right click on this one. Can I delete that element? I deleted body. Are you able to see any content? Come on, are you able to see anything? No, right? No, right? That means what? If the body is there, content is visible. So reverse. Okay, whatever the content is there, that content related code inside the body only or not? Whatever the content is visible, that content related code where it is going to place? Inside the body only or not? Can I make it like Control Z? Now it is visible or not? Yes or no? Okay, any page you can take it. 3 tags is like a default. What are those? 3 tags are like default. What are those? Come on. 3 tags are like default. What are those? HTML, head and body or not? Now come here. If I not write anything, okay, now it's like which kind of page? It's a blank page. Hello.html is a blank page. If it is a blank page also, by default my browser plays how many default tags? By default my browser plays how many elements? By default my browser plays how many elements? 3 elements or not? What are those? HTML, head and body or not? Okay, come on. So for good. So for good. Okay. Okay then. Shall we move to the next level? Shall we move to the next level? Okay. Okay, perfect. Now let me write some extra code. Let me write some piece of code. Okay. Don't think more. Whatever I'm writing, just observe. Okay. Okay. See, these many lines of code I written. Any problem to you? Am I following the syntactical rules or not? This is recommended, right? This is recommended code, right? Okay. I'm not written like Sachin Dhoni, Kohli, like normal text. I enclosed with some elements or not? I enclosed with some elements or tags or not? Okay, perfect. Now, can I run it? Can I run it? Okay. Can I run it? Yes. Now come here. Can I run this? Okay, perfect. Okay, able to see my content or not? Able to see my content or not? Some content loaded inside the browser or not? That content related code where we can see. This is the content loaded. This content related code where we can see. Okay, come on. In the elements tab. Okay, in developer console window, body section or not? In the elements tab, developer console window, in the body section I can see that particular, okay, content related code or not? Agreed with me? All are, come on, all are agreed? Okay then. Now if you observe this one, see all elements are okay. That content is like rendered like in the same way or different ways it's rendered? Tell me. Different ways it is rendered or not? Okay, something like Sachin is like a normal. Okay, Dhoni is like a normal text. Kohli is like a some gap maintained. UV is like a big letter. Pant is like a bold with something like small. It is like italic. It is like bold. Each and every element. Okay, that means here behaving like different ways or not? Yes or no? Come on. Yes or no? Okay, perfect. Now my question is very simple. Why these elements are behaving like this? That is my first question. Keep in your mind. Each and every element has their own behavior. How they are behaving like this? How they are behaving like that? How they are behaving like that? That is the question. Just keep in your mind for now. Okay, for now, just keep in your mind. All are okay? 1 second. Okay, perfect. Okay, total how many elements are there? Total how many elements are there? Total how many elements are there? Come on, here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 elements are there. 7 elements are there. My W3C organization people introduced not only 7, there has multiple elements they introduced. So many elements are there. But our discussion is like frequently used elements. Our discussion is like frequently used elements. Okay, now these elements they categorized like two types. One is like inline elements, another one is like block level elements. Okay, they introduced like multiple elements. Okay, they categorized like what? Two types. One is like inline, another one is like block level. Now my question is, these many elements are there. Which elements are like inline? Which elements are like block level? That is my question. Okay, in HTML, only one question frequent they are going to ask. That question is this one only. Tell me what is inline element, what is block level element. Okay, span, inline or block level? Anyone? Okay, div, inline or block level? Para, H1. Okay, don't worry about that one. I will explain. Come on, let's start. Now, who is the parent for all these elements? Tell me, who is the parent? Who is the parent for all these elements in our hierarchy? In our hierarchy, who is the parent? Body, right? Okay, can I put the cursor on my body? Can I put the cursor on my body? It occupies my total body or not? Okay, now you can see the tooltip here on my Panther. You can see the tooltip. The tooltip contains what? Tooltip contains what? Come on, the tooltip contains what? 1333 cross 208. What is that one? 1333. Here Panth is there, right? On Panth you can see 1333 and 208. What is that? Not a position of Panther. It is like if I put my cursor on my body, just click on the body, it gives me the body width and height. Okay, body width and height. How much width? My body width, my body element occupies the total thing. How much width it occupied? 1333. How much height it occupied? How much height? Okay, if I increase this one, so the height increased or not? Height increased or not? Okay, my width is this one, my height is this one, like this. Okay, now come here, whatever it is. Oh, all are okay? Come on. Okay, then how much width? 1333. How much height? 208. Width only I want, height I don't want. So that come here. Width is like how much? 1333. Okay. Inside the body, which element is there? Span. Okay, can I put the cursor on my span? How much width? How much width? See the tooltip. See the tooltip. How much width? 43. Okay, take 43. That's enough. Div. How much width? 1333. 1333. The next para. How much width? 1333. Okay, the next one H1. 1333. The next H3. 1333. H3 1333. Next I 55. Okay, next B 33. 33. Okay, perfect. Who is the parent for all these elements? Who is the parent? Body, right? Body, right? Okay. Now, come on. Span. How much width it's taken? How much width it's taken? 43. Is it my body width? No, right? My div is there. How much width it's taken? 1333. Whose width this is? Whose width this is equals to? My parent width or not? Okay. Para. How much width it's taken? It takes the parent width or not? H1 parent width, H3 parent width. Remaining all taken like what? Not parent width. Now you can define the element which take the parent width as its own width. That type of elements we can say like a block level elements. The element which take the parent width as its own width. That type of elements we can say like what? Block level elements. Now tell me, simple. How many block level elements are there? Among 7, how many block load elements are there? 4. What are those? Div, para, h1, h3. In future, some other may be added. For now, these 4, it's taken the parent width as its own width or not. All are agreed? What about span? What about span? It is takes the parent width. Is it takes the parent width? Span. Is my span is taking the parent width? No. My span exactly, if you observe, Sachin, 6 characters are there. That 6 characters width only it's taken or not? Exactly. Observe. The element which take the content width, its own width. That type of elements we can say like what? Inline elements. Exactly. Content, how much is there? That much content width only it's taken or not? Okay. The element which takes the content width as its own width. That type of elements we can say like what? Inline elements. All are okay? Come on. Sanoa. Okay. The first question is like, what is inline element? What is block level element? Your answer is what? Element which takes the content width as its own width, that is inline. The element which takes the parent width as its own width, that is block level. Next question. Tell me some inline elements what you know. Tell me some inline elements what you know. Tell me some inline elements what you know. Span, image, anchor, okay, italic, bold. These all are like inline elements or not? Tell me some block level elements what you know. Div, para, all headers, h1, h2, h3, h6, all headers. Okay, some other elements, ul, ol, these all come under block level elements or not? Okay, come on, Sanoa. Okay, okay then. The next question. Hey, span is like inline, you said. Div is like block level, you said. Why my span is inline? Why my div is block level? Why my h1 is like a block level and big font size, it is behaving like that? Why? Okay, why these elements are behaving like that? How these elements are behaving like this? That is my question. All right, okay. Why my elements are behaving like this? Okay, okay then. Before that, I want to tell, this is the content now. This is the content. This content related code where we can see this content related code where we can see in the body section. Now for UV, what kind of code you written? I want to see. For UV, what kind of code you written? I want to see. How we can? For UV, what kind of code? Is my voice is breaking? Is my voice is breaking? Anyone please confirm? Yes sir. Okay, sometimes. Okay, is it okay now? At least tell me please. Is it okay now? Okay, okay, right? Okay, okay. Now see, my question is, for UV, what kind of code you written? I want to check. I want to know how we can. Very simple. In the browser, which content related code you want to see, just go to that content. Okay, put your cursor on the content, right click on that one, inspect it. Right click on that one, inspect it. Go to that content, right click and inspect it. Now see that whenever I inspected in the body section, that content related code highlighted or not? Yes sir, no? Come on. Okay. Now go to Google. Go to Google. This Gmail code I want. This Gmail, what code they written for this particular content, I want to check. How you can check? What do you want me to do? Go to the Gmail text, put the cursor on the Gmail, right click on that one, inspect it. If I inspect, see the elements tab. Okay, it is highlighted that content related code or not. See that? See that? Able to see or not? Like that, you can go any website. Just check what kind of code they written. Just check what kind of code they written. Now, if I put my cursor here, now tell me, this is inline element or block element? By seeing this one, you can say. Is it take like a parent width or it's take like a content width? Exactly. Parent is this one. Okay, is it take like content width or parent width? Come on. Anchor by default, it's like a content width. It's a which type of element. It is which type of element. It's an inline element or not. If you want to check, just right click on this. Copy the element. Where is that? Copy element. Go to your page. Go to your page. Just keep this one here. Keep this one here. Now, can I go to my hello.html? Can I see my Gmail? My Gmail is like which kind of element? Is it take like a parent width or it's take like a content width? It is a content width. So that my anchor is like which type of element? It is like a inline element or not? All are okay? Come on. Okay. Okay then. This is my another website. I want to see for this particular text what kind of code they written. I want to check it. How we can? How we can? Right click on this one. Right click on this one. Just okay, inspect it. See this. Right click on this one, inspect it. Is this is one way. Another way I will tell. See, there has one button is there. See, in the element section, left side, two buttons you can find it. Two buttons. First button, can you click on this? Now it is in the black color. If I click on this one, it is highlighted now. It is highlighted. Now, once it is highlighted, move your cursor into your body. Which content related code you want, just click on that one. I want this content related code. Can I click on this? Now, this is the code they written for this particular content or not. Got my point? Either this one or that one. You can use to inspect the code. If you want to see that code related that content, okay, this content related code, if you want to see, you can see it. One is like, click on this button. Okay, click on this icon. Okay, go to your browser. Okay, browser window. Which part content you want to check? Just click on that one. This is the code for this. Okay, that is one way. Another way is like just go to that particular content. Right click on this one, inspect it. Okay, this is the code for this particular content. Either this or that. Got my point? Okay. Okay then.